A very good morning to everybody. We welcome you to the technical session 2 of ITES, Digitization and E-Commerce. We have Professor Dr. K.S. Gupta as the session chair. Please allow me to read his qualifications, his introduction. Professor Dr. K.S. Gupta is an expert energy intensifier, empowerment guru, and mind reprogrammer. Having 49 plus years of experience in quality assurance system at all levels, that is primary, secondary, and tertiary, training and development, management teaching, research and administration of B schools, guiding MPhil and PhD scholars conducting FDPs, EDPs, and MDPs in development skill and reprogramming of minds with strong working and advocating for quality improvement education system and post self-assessment procedure to improve the quality as a cyclic manner. Professor Dr. K.S. Gupta has been a paper setter for many universities and institutions for general management, organization behavior, HRM, marketing areas, ethics, and value subjects. He has been invited as a speaker and panel moderator in the 7th Global Education Summit on 26th May 2021. He is a member of panel in DRDO. Sir is a mentor and advisor and counselor for varied organization, and Sir believes in continuous self-development. Therefore, he attends different webinars on different topics of self and professional development, and he conducts these webinars also. Sir has conducted sessions in MDPs conducted in IIM Bangalore and Kozhikode. Overall teaching and training and consultancy is 26 plus years of experience. Sir is editor-in-chief of the journal, and Sir has varied research interest. He has organized and attended a number of national and international conference, workshops, and seminars. Sir has been invited for keynote address, panel discussions, chairing the sessions by the organizers of various national and international conferences in the past 20 years. We are honored to have you here, sir, and we would like a little reprogramming of our minds also at the end of the session. So with your due permission, sir, can I invite the first speaker?
Thank you very much, Dr. Bhavna and Dr. Priya. A special thank to Dr. Priya to keep connecting and struggling with me to bringing me today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Welcome to the
Yeah. Definitely, I'm thankful to Dr. Priya, who has been consistently past about 4 or 5 months. She was for this and earlier also. And I promise I will, whenever you invite me, I'll be able to contribute definitely. Thank you very much. Please start already. I think some 15-minute delay is there. Please start.
Yes, sir. The first participant today is Manmeet Kaur and Dr. Ravinderjeet Singh. The paper is Role of Succession Planning and Ownership in the Growth of Family Business.
Please go ahead.
Manmeet, if you could unmute yourself and please start.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Firstly, I would like to ensure that if my PPT is visible to all of you.
No, it's not. Yes, it's coming.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good morning, experts. Good morning, everyone, and the delegates present here. So I'm Manmeet Kaur. I am a research scholar from Punjab University, Patiala. And today my topic is role of succession planning and ownership in the growth of family business. Firstly, I would like to introduce you all with what actually family business is, not just in India, but throughout the nation, throughout the world, I would say. Family business is basically when a business is owned, managed by a family. but it doesn't ensure that there will be no non-family business member working in the company. That can be a company registered as public company, private company, a sole proprietor, or anything. But basically what family business is, that is the ownership shifts from one generation to the next, and in continuation it happens. The control can be of single family or that can be of multiple families. And when we talk about India is being, when we say about India, the publicly traded companies, those are there in India working. They contribute almost 79% of the GDP of the country. But I'm just saying about that companies which are publicly traded. That means we are just talking about the smaller section. We have non-publicly traded companies that are private companies, that are registered as private companies. When you step as a nation and when you step into your state, if you will be taking any topic with regards to family business, you will realize that every second business registered at family as private company will be a family business somehow. Some might be recognized and some might not be recognized. So family business have been in existence from many decades, and those are the businesses which are contributing majorly for the growth of the economy and stability in any negative situations as well. But family business survives many much issues like succession. There is a major issue that is a challenge for a family business, that is succession. Succession means that transfer of business from one generation to the next generation. If one owner is capable enough, the responsibility of senior management or the founder of the company is to find out the next owner as a good leader who can contribute and towards the growth of the business. So what is basically what I have covered in my study is that family business ownership and its impact, Indian family owned businesses and concept of succession. Family business, as I have already introduced you what exactly family businesses are. Then we'll step towards family business is not just about ownership. We have, if we talk about business have different aspects. That is obviously a complex concept to understand. Business is a part of, we have ownership, we have management, we have employees, and we have multiple parties which are interested in the business. But I am more of talking about the internal part of the business rather than that of the market. So when we say there is a combination of ownership and management, when we say about family business means those family members, that single family or multiple families who have established this business, they are in ownership or they are in the management part, means they are taking decisions and they have a good stake in that company. Those are family owned businesses. And what are the impacts of family owned businesses? Basically, family owned businesses, yes, they have a benefit to survive in the negative situations, but in this hybrid world, it is difficult for them to survive. If they'll be consistent with what they're doing, they will not grow. They have to grow with the change in technology, with the change in customers' requirement, with the change in the every activity that is moving her towards the business. If you say practically right now, if we say about online businesses, yes, there are very much retail outlets which are family owned, but if they are not going online or they are not delivering the orders, they have a limited target market left with. So if they want to increase the target market, they have to grow according to the hybrid situations. In that process, they are a bit slow. That is one of the challenge for them. Then another challenge, as I said, that is succession. Yes, the impact of ownership. I am obviously, again, I repeat my words that I am talking about impact on the business itself, not in the market. The growth becomes slow when they are in the hands of family, because it is not important that every family member is technologically strong. Sometimes there is a situation when you are just joining the business because you feel you are experienced enough, but you don't have the knowledge of technicalities. You're not capable of, if in manufacturing you're not capable of updating the process, you're not having the knowledge of management, then you don't know how to influence your employees, how to retain your employees, what decisions you need to take. Sometimes you're not technologically strong, but being in a family that is having a business, you will be the member of the family business. So these are some things which give a negative impact to the growth of the business. When we talk about Indian family owned businesses, yes, there are a huge number of companies. Yes, it is possible for you. Just go to NSE and BSE. When we talk about, we have some limited number of companies contributing very much, but there are many more companies, those are privately registered, which are not publicly traded, but they are family owned. Then we have the concept of succession. As I said earlier, the succession means going of business from one generation to another. This is the most challenging part of Indian culture specifically. When you will study about all these things, there are two things. If you talk about the outer country, other countries, they have a complete process of succession. They write down the will, they have a retirement age to get back, they have everything predefined. But when you come in the Indian culture, even if you have given the retirement age, the eldest person will never retire from the business. The retirement will be, in majority of cases, the retirement will be the time of death, because they, being the founder of the company, being engaged to the business, they don't allow themselves to leave the business. They just want, they cannot sit at the home. Basically, they have a culture of going to the company and understanding the things. That is one challenge for succession. Another, that is again the part of succession, is that is transfer of knowledge and skills. Yes, the founder can transfer the experience, transfer the knowledge he is already having, but skill is need to be upgraded every time. And that is again the challenge in case of succession, to recognize the actual right owner who will be a good leader for the growth of the business. For this study, the methodology that has been followed is the secondary sources. I have studied many research papers. I have been following the books, magazines, newspapers, websites, and many interviews of the top businessmen that are the sort of owners of the family businesses that are leading in India, and even outside even in other countries. So what were the key findings of the study? When we talk about family business perspective was the multiple structures that are involved. There are the different systems, as I earlier said, ownership, management, and non-business employees we have. The integration between them is one of the challenge. The development of that system, the optimum combination of that system is that very much required. Then the strength of the family business, how they can survive a longer way. The longer way is that trust with even the creditors, I would say, not just in the family, but in the surroundings, having not just a brand name, but a credibility you have in the society that helps you go through all the situations. Then we have family business ownership. Family business ownership have a great responsibility. Generally, it happens that one of the family head who is understood to be a good, I would say, responsible person is given the responsibility to handle the family business. But there might be different persons involved. There might be, in one generation, there might be 4 to 5 persons who are responsible. To find out the accurate one, or to divide the business and accurately to functionally divide or operationally divide, it is one of the challenge for the family owned businesses. In family owned businesses, one of the major role again that owner have to play, that owner have many more other responsibilities and duties. Towards the employees, there is a different responsibility. For them, he have to be the leader. For family, they have to maintain the family values and the objective of the profit, because that family business is bringing many things to the home. You cannot just say, okay, this year if not, we are not having profit, it's fine. No, family businesses hardly can afford these things. So there are many other roles that owner have to play towards the other every interested parties. It can be family, it can be law and regulations, it can be employees, and it can be the management. Impact of family businesses, which we have already discussed, that impact, yes, we have is towards the company's vision. They have the impact because they have to take two things together, family and business, and both the concepts are very much related to each other, but they are very much complex for each other too. Then we have the succession. Succession is again a very difficult part, as we discussed. So succession basically play a major role in the growth of the business, because if succession is not optimum, it's not good, it's not on time, then the business cannot grow. Succession, challenges of succession that succession is facing is to be well recognized on time and to be performed on time, just for the growth of the business. If it doesn't work, then the growth of family business is not possible in any country, not just in India, not private, not public, not in any particular state or the country. But if the challenges are not well recognized, if the challenges are not timely worked on, then the growth of family business is at stake. So as my study basically concluded that yes, there are many crucial aspects that succession needs to be covered, succession needs to be introduced with or recognized with, but succession plays a very major role, and in majority of cases the succession goes from one family to another family. There are very rare family businesses which are founded as family businesses, but they are opting for the external successors. They are finding out the right person, they are training them, and they are giving them the head ownership to take up the family business. There are very rare companies like that. Few are medium scale, but majority of cases, if you go from field level to the toppest company, they keep the hold in the family itself. Even if well recognized or not, they'll try to train, they'll try to experience, but they will not let the ownership go in the other hands. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Thank you, Manmeet. Sir, if you would like to question her.
Yeah, please remove the presentation. Yeah, I think a lot to be contributed from my side in this presentation. Being a first presentation, definitely it will become a base for all others also to understand it common manner. And Manmeet and others, I submit humble submission that please take in a right perspective for your own growth and research scholar. Now, one query, what level of your research scholar? Are you doing PhD?
Yes, I have initiated with PhD, but my topic is not just about the role of succession planning. It's about the family businesses in textile industry of Punjab. Private companies in the Punjab.
Good. Now, it is just a related kind of thing. That's okay. Now, there are two things here. One is called hard skill of bringing out the data and research paper reading, conclusion, everything, whatever is done, and then transfer into the presentation form. That's called hard, right? Now, there are the soft part of it. How do you present? How do you address the gathering? For example, simple, instead of addressing the third party or business owners, you are addressing the participant. You are not doing. If you are doing, you will not be successful. That type of addressing is not at all approachable, not at all likable. Because whom are you addressing? You are referring to owner of the business and you say you. Now, who is you here? So keep in mind when you are addressing, address proper manner. Most of the researcher and most of the research scholar have this kind of difficulty, because if they don't practice during research time, ultimately I keep attending the final defense viva and all, and there they continue the same manner. So please keep in mind that is the one part of it here too. Second part of it, whenever you do the study, your 3-4 statements have been very hard, very straightforward, without any support of any data. As a researcher, you don't have anything to make any statement without support of any data and reference. You may be having, time may be short, but still keep in mind, and making universal statement is always bad. You said no one can grow. It's not. There are industries where the even succession plan doesn't happen, but still they keep growing. So there have to be some kind of more percentage wise. In my study, 80% have not grown, and therefore I am going to take this one as a issue and work on that. So something like which is communication has to be in a proper manner, not that state way, everything 100%, none can grow. Even you have made, not only in India, all over the world. I mean, such a big statement making without any support is very, very wrong. So keep in mind, and work is starting with okay, secondary data, but understand that the researcher has to only refer to the research papers. Don't talk about the magazine, newspaper, or books. Talk about only research paper, only research paper. The moment you bring only research paper, the strength of your work will be powerful. And that time you can claim not only India, I will study all over the world, because nowadays data availability is there all over the world on a touch of button. Earlier, let us say 30 years back or 40 years back, nobody can claim that I have studied all over the world, but you can now. So with the kind of, when you make the statement, if you say that I have studied this many countries, I have studied this many research paper, I have studied these many companies, and when you present it, that will be much more powerful and convincing to all. So I submit to all, not only you, my humble submission, my observation, and my experience sharing is that which is useful to you. So never ever refer the books at all. Say only research paper, number one. Number two, never address as you or I. No you or I. Only third form of language has to be used in research. Fourth, none of your opinion has to be brought into, that is called the biasness of researcher. Only data and support of it should be continued. So with this, I think my support, I mean my comment or my supplement is over, but anyone, if you have any clarification, they are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for these inputs. I'll surely be taking all the things in my consideration.
All the best, dear. And anytime you are free to contact me for anything.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving on, our next participant is Kashish Kataria and Tripti Singh. The topic is women entrepreneurship in India. Do we have Kashish Kataria?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Hi, Tripti.
Good morning, sir.
Who is Tripti?
She is Tripti and I am Kashish.
And she's
Oh, great. So this pair is going to give Dhamaka presentation with all my comment and improvements, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
So my screen is visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So, women are the largest reservoir of talent in the world. So a very good morning to one and all present here. I, Kashish Kataria, Tripti Singh are going to present PPT on the topic Women Entrepreneurship in India, which is a very highlighted topic nowadays, right? So as we know, entrepreneurship is the process of developing, organizing, and running a new business to generate profit while taking a financial risk. Now I'm going to explain what is women entrepreneurship. Women entrepreneurship is creative and innovative women or a group of women who initiate and organize and operate a business entrepreneur and help to generate employment. I have gone through like 7 to 8 papers for my literature review. After going through all the papers, I I have analyzed that there is a need of thorough study in this topic. That now I would like to explain the graph which I have shown in my PPT. And first I will discuss about the country graph and then I will come to the state graph. Okay. So according to the report of GERA, there is a big difference in the rate of female entrepreneur in underdevelopment and well-developed nation. In Angola, the rate of female entrepreneur is 40%, same as the rate of men in the nation. Whereas Egypt has female entrepreneurial activity with a lower rate of 5.4%, and in India, it is 8.7%, whereas the rate of male entrepreneur are higher, around 14%. Now moving forward to the state graph, I want to ask one question with you all. That what do you think when you heard about the state Jharkhand? What is the first thing strike in your mind? Anyone? Okay. My main motive behind asking this question is if we ask another person about Jharkhand, what they think that there is very low literacy rate, low poor health and education facility, higher Jharkhand is a backward state, people thinks, right? But it's not true in the number of women entrepreneurship graph that I had mentioned in my PPT, that Jharkhand is not only the state that ranked below, but there are so many states like Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, and many more. So I want to give an example. If I ask a person who lives outside the Jharkhand, like, what do you think about Jharkhand? If that person is not living in the Jharkhand, then what if I ask that person, what do you think, what is the condition of Jharkhand? They basically think that the first thing is below, Jharkhand is a backward state, but it's not true. They think that in every sector or any graph, whether it's a development of states or anything, they think that Jharkhand is the state which low ranked in every graph. But it's not true nowadays. Jharkhand has taken initiative and developed themselves. And so after analyzing these all, I have analyzed women face many problems, right? So moving forward, I want to discuss what are the problems faced by women. Till now, I have discussed what is women entrepreneurship, what is the need of research, and after analyzing all these stuffs, I know that there is a problem faced by women entrepreneurship. Suppose a man want to start their own business, he will face the same problem which girl faces when she start their business. But what I think that in the case of girl, there is a unnecessarily or an additional problem added to their list of books, like just because of the social pressure, like male domination, female family problems, what society thinks, and many more. After analyzing all these subtopics, I am able to find out my objective, that why I'm doing this study, that to study how government give reliefs to women financially, to study the success story of women entrepreneur, to study factors affecting of women entrepreneur, to study the scopes of women entrepreneur in India, and to study the government scheme, how government give reliefs to the women. So now I request Tripti to take further.
Thank you, Kashish. Moving forward to further slides. To get rid of problems faced by women, government tries to promote women through their various schemes. There are now around 27 programs for women run by various departments and ministered by the Indian government. Few of them are: number one, Integrated Rural Development Program, IRDP. It is a central government initiative that is supported 50:50 by the federal and state governments. The central government provides funding to the states based on the proportion of the poor rural population in the state to the poor rural population in the country. Number two, Khadi and Village Industries Commission, KVIC. It is a statutory body formed in April 1957 by the Government of India under the Act of Parliament, Khadi and Village Industries Commission Act of 1956. Number three, Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, PMRY, has been designed to provide employment to educated unemployed youth by setting up micro enterprises by the educated unemployed poor. Number four, Training of Rural Youth for Self-Employment, TRY SEM. Number five, Entrepreneur Development Program, EDP. Number six, Management Development Programs. And number seven, Women's Development Corporation, WDCs. After understanding all the concept and phenomenon regarding women entrepreneur, there are so many women who succeeded in their own way. So over here, I want to discuss the story of two women who are self-made women entrepreneur. They are number one, founder and CEO of company Nykaa, Falguni Nair. Falguni Nair is an Indian billionaire entrepreneur, founder and CEO of company Nykaa. She is one of the self-made female Indian billionaires. Before starting her business, Nykaa, she worked at Kotak Mahindra Group for 19 years. She was appointed as managing director in 2005 and exited her job in 2012. Then started her own company called Nykaa, which means one in the spotlight. And number second is Kiran Majumdar Saw. She is an Indian tycoon and billionaire. Kiran Majumdar is an entrepreneur. She is the founder and CEO of Indian-based biotechnology firms Biocon Limited and Biocon Biologics Limited. She formerly served as chair of the Bangalore-based Indian Institute of Management. In recognition of her great contributions to the advancement of science and chemistry, she received the Othmer Gold Medal in 2014. She was one of the list as a 68th most powerful woman in the world and also top 50 businesses list. She received the title of 2020 EY World Entrepreneur of the Year. After having so much discussion on this topic, I have come across the findings that most of the women had faced. We can say that women comprise around half of the human population, but Indian society is still male dominated and women are not treated as equal partner either inside or outside the four walls of the house. In fact, they are treated as weak and dependent creatures. But nowadays, situations are changed. Government take various initiatives to promote women entrepreneur. Now, I would like Kashish to hand over the presentation.
Thank you, Tripti. Now, I would like to conclude by saying, if we want to grow economy, we must I want to conclude by saying that at the end, I want to wrap up this PPT with a famous quote said by Albert Einstein. The woman who follows the crowd will usually go on for the than the crowd. The woman who walks alone is likely to find herself in place no one else have ever before. Thank you.
Okay. Over to you, sir, for the questioning. I would request Dr. K.S. Gupta, sir, to please ask the questions.
Sorry, it was unmuted. Okay. Thank you for good coordinated presentation. And there are one more point which I missed last time to tell. Now I am telling is, what is the meaning of PPT? You all understand, because PPT is not copying the write-up and pasting it there and read it. PPT is called PowerPoint presentation. PowerPoint means there is a power in the point which you put it, or powerful point you present it, but not to write everything and present it. So, and since you are in BBA, your work is definitely commendable, but it requires some more effort to match the title itself with the other thing. Title itself is wrong. What is the title? Women Entrepreneurship in India. It is just like any book title or just like any talk title, but not a research or project work kind of thing, the title. What for you want to study the women entrepreneurship? Or you want to define only women entrepreneurship? So write women entrepreneurship in India. Or you have to compare in India versus some other country. Such a global kind of topic is not a topic for study. Yes. Topic has to be some specific indication what is further you want to study, comparison between women entrepreneurship in India and other countries, or you want to study in India itself with different states, or you want to study what are the challenges and how they overcome, or you want to study the government support in overcoming their challenges, etc. Anything. So unless you put a specific title, itself is not a title. Second thing, you have jumbled up many things. Of course, maybe one excuse is always given short of time. But yes, with that, you cannot jumble up too many things and then make it a mess. Empowerment, you use the word. Yes. Dear, what is the definition of empowerment? What do you mean by empowerment? I have done my PhD on empowerment, and I've been in the empowerment past 25 years. And every sectorial empowerment and every individual empowerment and group. Now, empowerment word, people use it, not use it, but misuse it. So please work on that. Your good work will become better only when you focus few points. Thank you. Well done.
Okay, sir, I will take care of that.
All the best to both of you to grow up better. Sir. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And our last presentation for today is from Monica Jha and Sanchita Kumari. The topic is moonlighting in India. Monica Jha and Sanchita Kumari.
Yes, ma'am, they are with us only.
Okay. In the meantime, I would like to tell all the students that whatever feedback Dr. Gupta is giving, please try to take that. We have NTCC. Please try to inculcate what all points he is saying, because you all are budding researchers, and keep all these points in mind. Whenever you are doing research, your topic should be very specific. Like sir has just given the example, women entrepreneurship, you want to do the government policies, you want to do comparison between two countries. So it should be very specific. Do not take a very generalized topic. And plus we would like to see analytical part in it, not just theory, but some analytical part in it. Are you all ready, Monica and Sanchita?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please start.
Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, it is visible. Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I, Monica Jha, along with Sanchita Kumari, are going to present on the topic moonlighting in India. A person may work a normal 9 to 5 job as a primary source of income, but work nights at a different job to earn extra money. This side employment is called moonlighting. In India, it started in COVID-19 pandemic because of work from home model. Many professionals now have 2 corporates, 2 email IDs and 2 bosses, as they could work from anywhere and at any time. Coming to hypothesis. Here we are going to find out whether moonlighting is legal in India, how it would impact businesses in India, as well as working professionals, moonlighters' work-life balance, the different responses of Indian firms on moonlighting, the policy recommendations on moonlighting. Coming to the literature review. So moonlighting already existed in India before COVID-19 pandemic in the form of side hustling. Let's take an example. Teachers who used to teach in the school, they used to give tuitions outside of school. Consultants used to do moonlighting for additional projects. Employed people become part of part-time jobs as LIC agents. Moonlighting is a circumstance in which employees in certain professions have extra time, or they believe that their income does not compare to their expectations. Now, there are different types of moonlighting. First one, quarter moonlighting. When a person looks for a part-time job after his main employment because he is dissatisfied with his pay, it is referred as quarter moonlighting. Next one, second one is the blue moonlighting. It is usual for, basically moonlighting is usually used by management to enhance pay and perks in responses to requests made by workers during performance reviews. However, some employees may not be happy with these benefits and they want to work part-time for more money. However, because they lack necessary abilities, their effort may not be successful. This kind of disappointment is referred as blue moonlighting. Third one is half moonlighting. Most employees spend more than they can earn. Luxury is important to them, as well as saving money for the future. To get sufficiently large additional amount, people spend 50% of their available earning for extra income. This is referred as half moonlighting. Now, the further slides will be discussed by Sanchita Kumari.
Hello everyone, my name is Sanchita Kumari. I'm going to discuss about, is moonlighting legal in India? In India, there is no general regulations that prohibits someone from doing number of jobs. Doing second jobs at the same time is not permitted under the Factories Act. However, this act doesn't say how individuals in diverse businesses are employed. It only controls factory labor. Therefore, there is no specific law that prohibit moonlighting in India. Employees should carefully review their contract with their primary employer to ensure compliance with any moonlighting regulations before seeking for second job or side work. Many companies have started including confidentiality terms in their employment agreements as well as clauses prohibiting multiple employment. Top professionals from the business world in India having different viewpoints on moonlighting. According to MD of Tech Mahindra, CP Gutani, moonlighting was not prevalent. Whereas Wipro chairman Rishabh Premji had said that moonlighting is just cheating. Likewise, many more IT companies have released their viewpoints towards moonlighting in India. Moving towards next slide. Second topic is work-life balance. Moonlighting has an influence on employees' ability to balance work and life as well as their health and safety. The number of work and non-work related injuries has increased across many occupations. This is assumed to be caused by increased stress, insufficient sleep, or unpredictable job schedule, insufficient sleep, and working conditions. Responses of Indian firms. Moonlighting or taking us or a second job has generated a lot of debate in India after some IT businessmen specifically instructed staff against it. Some IT companies are in favor and some of them are opposed, such as Infosys. Infosys recently reminded all of its workers to study their employment contracts before accepting a different job in one of the letters issued to staff members by the HR department. In fact, the employer also issued a warning that if an employee accepted a second job during or after working hours, they risked being fired. Whereas Wipro recently fired their 300 employees because they were moonlighting for its rivals. Even Chairman Premji stated that the definition of moonlighting, if you truly look at it, is working a second job covertly. I am all openness. Transparency allows for frank talks among employees in organization. Likewise, Swiggy also announced, in addition to having a full-time position there, workers would be free to take on extra initiatives outside of work, and the firm would assist them in doing so. At the same time, moonlighting is considered an unethical practice by TCS. Where we would like to recommend some moonlighting policy. First one is moonlighting can benefit two organizations. Then just one, moonlighter must have different skill sets so that moonlighting can benefit two organizations than just one. Moonlighter must have different skill sets so that they can work different they can work in different domains in different organizations so that firms privacy doesn't get compromised. Secondary jobs could be added to the policy tools that are used to encourage entrepreneurs in the IT job market. There should be no rule or policy that makes moonlighting productivity and completion of there should be no rule for policy that makes moonlighting illegal, because when there is a scarcity of IT skills, it will help in increasing productivity and completion of market demands. In IT sector, government should focus on stopping unreported work, making sure health and safety rules are followed. At the last, we would like to conclude with Employees who convert their passions into lucrative side gigs or side businesses usually receive no pushback from their employees. It's challenging to develop a single set of guidelines for dealing with employees who side gig. There are numerous reasons why someone could need to be disciplined at work, and the rules that bosses and employees must abide by when they are working together can vary depending on the situation. Moonlighting may help companies retain competence and productivity by reducing disengagement, obtaining new skills, and kindling passion. Due to the pandemic, the workforce will likely seek alternative means of securing their livelihoods through paid microwork or mini gigs in the event of sudden layoffs. So, tech savvy IT professionals view moonlighting through platform work during frequent lockdowns as an economic safety net. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica and Sanchita, for your good presentation, coordinated presentation. What level of study you are doing?
So we are studying BBA second year.
BBA.
Yes, sir.
Okay. At that level is good. However, you need to improve in terms of, as I given earlier points also, PPT, writing, and presentation style. Most of the time, I think Sanchita was reading. In the
Yes,
even in distant mode of this, also I can make out that you are just reading it. Reading is not a presentation. Presentation is understanding and using your own terms and words to present other, to make them to understand. If reading is the same thing written here and you read it, it's not a presentation. So please make sure to learn this, because these are the
Yes, sir.
abilities required by the organization. Tomorrow you are going to work and contribute, not the reading. Fine. So
Yes, sir.
thank you. All the best. Work definitely requires more and more of research, searching the literature, searching the research papers, and widening the scope of whatever you have presented.
Thank you, sir. We will definitely improve next time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you. The papers had under this ITES digitization and e-commerce. So with your permission, sir, if we can close the session.
Okay, thank you.
Would you like to enlighten us?
Yeah, any question anybody has? See what happened, there are plenty of things. If you ask the question, I can specifically present it and discuss the particular question. Anything, anyone.
Audience, if you have any questions, you can please write it in the chat box. Anything related to your research you would like to ask, sir?
For them, definitely it's an opportunity to clarify any point.
Sir, if
Okay,
you want to
meanwhile,
share your own
yeah.
views,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Sir, if you want to share your own views, you can do that, sir.
Regarding what? My views are,
Regarding the topics, sir.
as I said, 60 years of my teaching, 51 years of my working. Views are very wide and covering every area. The moment any question is placed, it becomes specific. That's how it is. However, okay, fine. Since this paper and conference is related to the research, let me tell some of the points which already, of course, something I've already told regarding presentation. Now, research, why do we do, is always a question mark. What topic we should do is a question mark. And in my experience, even for PhD, and I think you also must have experienced the similar thing, student and research scholars will come and ask, tell me the simple topic. Now, research and simple topic doesn't go together. It is only topic which is neither simple nor tough, but it's a topic for research. So never focus on the simple topic, then you are not going to do the research. Your objectives are not correctly aligned with the job which you are going to do. So first, always think, why do I want to do the research? Is it because I want to become the professor? Or is it because I am forced by somebody else to do it? then you will not be able to do it. Even you want to become professor, you will not be able to do it because the orientation of the research is entirely different thing. Now, from the beginning, of course, these skills are developed from very beginning of our studies. Let it be primary, junior, senior, everywhere skills are developed. But as you know that class of 30, class of 40, 50 are given a common method, common approach, common learning, and therefore the outcomes are different because everyone learning will not be same. And therefore the outcome will be different. So individual will not be able to learn as others. So that is what the focus is. As a researcher, if you set your goal, if you understand why do you want to do the research, and if you are convinced to do the research, focus on the research orientation, research skills, research mind. That is the reprogramming of your mind. Our mind is not ready to do any research, but we want to do it. So how to do it? Pick up like this, the topic will go somewhere, content will go somewhere, conclusion will go somewhere. Let me not tell you that one of my long back, of course he has completed now, it is about, I'm talking about 30 years back. One of my MPhil scholar wanted to do some MPhil, he took my signature and all, and he started doing, and finally after 2 years, with a lot of follow-up, he sent me a draft. And that draft nowhere. First question was, have you gone through this draft which you are sending to me? Because I know the person, his level is not the level it is projected in the draft. So, then second question, have you done anything on this? And he kept quiet and he says, sorry, sir, I have not done. And he withdrew. He has not done MPhil at all. Of course, later on he worked for PhD. So my point is, unless you prepare yourself, develop your orientation towards, you will not be able to. Why I'm talking? We all are having certain dominant negative programs. Now, if I get some opportunity, I would like to discuss faculty as well as the research scholar, the topic, but since some time is given. So research orientation is our own difference between the brain and mind is what? Mind is brain is a hardware, so mind is automatically a software. It means it is programmed. It means it can be reprogrammed. And that is what happening. We say lifelong learning. The learning keeps reprogramming the mind, developing different skill. If you compare two people, they are different because of, not by the hardware, but by the software. Don't go extreme cases. Hardware, most of us have same. Similar, I call it. Not same, but similar. It means if we know how it has been programmed, and if we reprogram, we can achieve anything. That is what is the reprogramming of the mind. Program is already done. So reprogramming is technically reprogramming is generally called reorientation. Whatever you have something, reorient and therefore reprogram. So for the research also we need the reprogramming. Now which institute, which university does that work? We will have the classes, we'll have we'll have the same routine type of the talk, subject, paper and all, but the reprogramming part is missing because we don't know what has been done. What we teach the way we have been taught, with some modification, with some minor, what we call it, box removing or something, we may call it. So what happens? Change does not happen. Change will only happen if you understand what is the program existing in the person and what person wants, and then how to realign it. In organization, same thing happens. We select the best people and give them the best training. But after some time, first year, and he will be better. Second year, maybe better than that. Third year, start drooping down in performance. Why? Because the program was not totally aligned with the human processes available in organization. I call it human process re-engineering. You must have heard business process re-engineering. I call it human process re-engineering. If our human processes are not aligned, you cannot have your own program aligned with your performance. And that is what just now moonlighting. Moonlighting comes only when one is the need. Another is need to have the right work for your right skills. That is also there. Now, if you do not have the right skill utilization in your organization, you will be definitely uncomfortable and looking for something else. And that something else, if it is provided in organization, I'm sure moonlighting will not happen that much. And of course, compensation accordingly if needed. So very long back, about 40 years back, 35 years back, I did one study, identity and performance, understanding individual and having the alignment of processes available. And then you see that performance is the best, optimum, better. And I have individually done that within my area. I had some 300 people working with me, and understanding individual, putting them in the work has given the great result for organization. So same thing happened in research or anything, even teaching. I'm confident that most of the faculty are the victim of circumstances to come in the teaching. And some of them have adopted it, some of them have accepted it, some of them have realigned themselves, and they started performing and improving and developing better. But what happened most of the people? I'm talking most means 70–80% people in this what is called profession are not by choice, they are by chance. And they are not still able to accept it, own it, perform. Develop first and then perform. So these things are remaining in tidbits. They are not aligned. And when they are not aligned, you will be able to perform minimum for survival. And what is minimum survival called? Railway platform syndrome. Hope you align with my talk. Railway platform syndrome is what? When you are waiting on railway platform for another train, what do? You do the minimum to survive. And train comes, you board and go. Same thing happened. People are, their program developed called railway platform syndrome after 1 or 2 years or 3 years, and they just start waiting for another train. So they remain on platform. Railway platform means they do the work for minimum survival. It does not help either organization or individual, because individual is damaging its own development and skills, and organizations obviously they don't get the best performance. So this realignment, reprogramming part is necessary for everywhere in the life. So for researcher also. And therefore, researcher is skill development, understanding the process, understand what is the research itself, what is PhD itself. I take about half an hour to explain it because people do not know. Swami Sukhbodhanand from Bangalore, he says permanent head damage. That is PhD for him. So now if you take in the spirit of this permanent head damage, it means you go so much of deep into the subject where nothing left further, and you become an expert on the topic. I'm not demeaning, I'm not insulting, but the truth I want to explain is one small case within 5 minutes. And how much time you give me? You can give me, I will continue because there's no end for me. Okay, So that is the case. One of the institute asked me that, sir, I want to have some 4 or 5 directors in my institute and kindly have interview. Already I have given the advertisement and we have received the applications. So there were some 150 applicants for those 4 posts. Well qualified, experienced, PhD level, their qualification, everything. Then sorting out, finally, we could sort out some 70 applications for interview. Now, which seems to be aligned in terms of, institute budget, at the same time qualification, experience, etc. Because budget is one of the basic issues. Even we get the best person, institute will not pay, and therefore the best person is not required. So we need to find out the bracket which is aligned. So 70 applicant round, and every day I interviewed about 7 or 8 people, and I did it for more than 10 days. My simple questions were, what are the title of your PhD? And most of them could not speak in one breath. Second was, what was the framework? They questioned back to me, framework. You imagine that they have not heard in their life. It was something new to tell about. I asked, okay, what were the objectives and outcome? Nothing. Now, what should I talk to them when these people are well experienced, PhD holder long back, and they are not able to remember the title or topic of their thesis, and what is the area of work and what is the outcome and contribution. So, and I hope, why I am explaining here also, many PhD scholars may be attending now, please keep in mind that this is your focused one. It is your work, not somebody. It is you, not somebody, your PhD. And therefore, please keep in mind that you know your title in one breath. You know what is the framework. You know what are the objectives, and you know what are the contributions. In these 4 questions, PhD can be summarized. So as I say, that most of the people, they don't know PhD process itself. PhD is not a qualification which can be placed under the bracket of defining the syllabus and number of years and number of examinations. PhD is the process by which individual goes through and transform totally different person altogether. And if it doesn't happen, it's not a PhD, you have done it. So for that, since it is process oriented, process has to be focused on. Now, if you go to the process theory, input, process, output, very simple. Now, input is who? You. For you, if the same process is applied, your output will be same as somebody. It will not be same. It will be somebody else, because process is not fixed. If it is a fixed process, you will be different. So purpose is the process has to be realigned with the individual, and that is the role of guide. Many guide, they don't know what is their role. I'm not commenting, only I'm supplementing my observation. So when they don't know what is their role, what will they guide? Because they have never been guided. This series of damages happening and will continue to happen unless somebody put a halt and start working on this. So what is the right role of a scholar and right role of guide has to be explained and discussed and agreed between these two to go on the journey of guiding or doing the research. It's a journey which you will experience through hurdles, turnings, breaks, sometimes small accident, and get up and move ahead. Sometimes major accident also happens, but still you should not leave the journey. I tell you, one of my PhD scholar, she was about to leave 3 times in between, and I have to struggle to bring back, and she has done a wonderful job after completion. First stage was her mother expired just before 1 week of presentation of her proposal. She says, sir, I cannot do. And she herself was running temperature on Sunday, and presentation was on Friday. Now, Monday, Tuesday, I have worked with her and made her, and I was very happy because her presentation was the best presentation that time. Then again, she started working. After some time, her sister developed from cancer, and she has to take care of her and continue to struggle with her for about 9 to 10 months, and she recovered. Then she says, sir, now I don't know anything. I cannot continue. Again, I have to bring her back. After about 6 months, her cancer relapsed, and she expired after about 2 months. Again, she said, no. These 3 occasions called major accident in the process of journey. You may face some or other, I'm not talking that exactly similar thing, but you may face some or other type of hurdle. And that is why 70–80% people live in between and go. Now, of course, it is less. During my time, even my IIT batch, none of them out of 10, they have done it, only I have done it. Some or other happen, something other happen, and they leave it. They don't come back. External, basically I'm talking about external PhD the way I did it. So, issue is not here that you don't have capability. Issue is not here that you don't have resources. But what is there, the reprogramming was not correctly done. Right from the beginning, guide and scholar must be able to align, number 1. Number 2, they must have very clear role to perform. And third one is that reprogramming must start in terms of both even. Scholar, guide also need to reprogram themselves. Not that the way they have been guided, they keep on guiding. Things will not happen. So it is for both of them, it's a wonderful journey. And of course, I have done 10 on record as a guide, and another 15 as supporter, not guide or co-guide. And out of them, 3–4 are in US. Purpose of telling this is that I have gone through all and out of that, 5 are repair. You know that repairing is more difficult than making something new. And 4 people are, they left it after 1 or 2 years, and then they come back and then they request, sir, help me now. Not my scholar, they were somebody's scholar. That is another issue, you imagine. That somebody's scholar, some other topic, I'm not aware, I have to repair that. So I have to first learn it, understand, and then. But that repairing has made my learning greater. So I could repair comfortably, I could realign. I mean, these kind of experiences, I think most of people do not have, what I have. Why? Because I do not have no in my dictionary. The word no does not exist. Start with yes and move ahead, whatever may come. So, as Dr. Bhavna said, that some reprogramming, please note down the 5 words to reduce their using. Words are meant for using. What happened? My suggestion is we use much more, reduce the usage of these 5 words. And one of them is the problem. Now observe yourself how many times in a day you use this word. And we will understand more and more we are using. But what happens by using this word internally? Anything you imagine was a problem to you recently, what had happened? Same thing will happen by using the word. All your energy will drain out the moment you say problem. What happened, Priya? Some uncomfort? Our time is over.
No, sir, I'm fine, sir.
Now tell me whatever. I'm quickly 1 minute I can summarize. Anyway, so
No, sir, you have time, sir.
okay. So problem is the word which is the most dominant. Those 5 words are dominant, and therefore they don't allow us to change easily. So the moment you say the problem, are your resources, internal energy will drain out. If you convert this word into challenge, if you convert this word into opportunity, then you can look into. Second word is no. Yeah, no, negative. If you observe 2 people are talking, their conversation will start with no, ends with no, and someone will say no, another will say no. Yes is missing totally. When we say yes, we really use reverse. For no, we'll say yes. And that's how the results are different. Third word is called try. When do we say try? We are unsure, we don't want to do, we'll not do it, but we'll say try. And this try word is more damaging. So avoid using try. Either say yes or no. When time, if I am given time, I will explain with so many things. And fourth word is called but. B-U-T. Most powerful word to keep in the status quo, not allowed to change. If I put it in another word called dark tail situation, it will never allow you to change. Such a powerful word. So what to do? Avoid using. Say one side one thing, another side. Somebody asked you after this session, how was Dr. Gupta talk? It was good, but that's all. Over everything. What you wanted, probably you must have not heard it, or you have not asked it, or it was not within that topic domain. It's still something you were expecting, and if not done, it was good, but. And the moment say but, good has gone to damage. Use what was good and say what is supposed to be or what would have been separately. And the fifth word is called sorry. S-O-R-R-Y. You say this is the most humble word to show the courtesy to others, telling sorry. Why to reach to the state of telling sorry? If you avoid it, you need not use the word sorry. And that becomes the better approach. So avoid using this word. I don't say reduce the usage of this word, I always say. I don't say do not use. Don't take the communication. Reduce the usage of these 5 words. So work on, and everything will change. Now, by now talking so much, and now questions may be there. There are 115 participants. There should have been 110 questions at least. Any question, any clarification, any experience in your life? Tamal ji मुस्कुरा रहे हैं, बताइए. Yes, Tamal ji.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It was really a very nice information. All the things you said will be kept in mind by all the budding researchers as well as the teachers who are listening to you and our students. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing the occasion guessing the event with your vast knowledge in this field. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you for good feedback, appreciation. But it will be more appreciated when you reprogram yourself and others. Thank you. Anybody has any question, any clarification? Otherwise, automatically it will be closed. I'm sure that out of 115, 100 must be waiting when it is getting closed. Long back, not now. Starting, they start waiting for closing.
Sir, if you give us permission, I would like to ask all the paper presenters and panelists to put their camera on for the group photograph.
Please, go ahead.
I request all the panelists and their paper presenters to kindly put their camera on for the group photograph. Please do that. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, everybody. This brings us to the end of technical session 2. We will reassemble at 2 for the next technical session. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.